Welcome back, my dear students. In this lecture, you're going to be learning a lot again. So focus, take your distractions away, tell people not to bother you because you're going to be learning with Edwin Diaz, all right? So these are really exciting moments, all right? So keep up. Now, if you're sleepy or anything, drink a little coffee or maybe some energy drink or something, as long as it's not a lot, all right? But if you suffer from the heart, don't drink energy drinks, okay? So anyways, let's go ahead and start doing this. So in the last lecture, we talked about get object vars, right? I said that this is not a very good choice to get our object properties since it's getting everything, right? It's getting all this and we can't use this inside our tables, all right? So if you remember right here, we're using object vars to get the properties, the keys and values, all right? So that way we can go ahead and loop through them and assign them here, all right? So we can do that abstraction here. Now, like I said before, it's not very good because we're also pulling in stuff that we really don't need, like the DV underscore table and the ID. We really don't need those there. So let's go ahead and modify this properties method right here. So that way it will bring the database fields that we actually need. But in order for us to do that, we first have to I want to create an array that has those safe fields that we can loop through them, pull out the keys or pull out the values, all right? So let's go ahead and, as a matter of fact, we're just going to be pulling out the values out because we are going to be creating a just regular array, all right? It's not going to be an associative array, it's going to be a regular one. So I want to create a static property, and it's going to be called db underscore table fields, and we are going to be assigning it an array. All right, so this array is going to contain the username, is going to contain the password, of course, the first name and the last name. All right, so first name and last name. Hopefully I'm not making any mistakes there. I'll save it. Now I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to go all the way down to properties, to that properties method here. I'm just going to comment this out right here because we are really not going to need this anymore. I'm going to create a empty array to place all these values in. All right. If you don't understand it, if you don't understand what's going on right now, don't worry, in a minute it's going to be very clear to you. So I want to use a for each loop to pull out those values. And this is basic PHP. If you don't know this, you need to take my other beginner's course for PHP. All right. So we're gonna loop through our static, all right, property, and we're gonna use a self to use it because that's how we use the static properties, right? And then here we're gonna get a value. So db field could be the value. All right. All right. So once we have the value, what we want to do is we want to check. We want to do a quick check to see if the property exists. And if it does exist, we want to assign that value to this array right here. All right? So that way we can use that array right here. Make sense? All right. So let's go ahead and do a quick check. I'm going to use an if statement. And I'm also going to use a function that will help me check for this. So we're going to check if the property exists in this class, and we can say this to refer to the class, and the property would be this one right here. All right, about the value, I'm sorry, or property, right? So perfect. So now what we want to do is we want to assign this to that array right here. So let's go ahead and let's get the array going here. Actually, I don't need that. And let's assign it this property. There we go. db field. Now, don't get confused with this. This is a dynamic variable. All right. It's happening as we do it. All right. It's not something that we got anywhere else. So we're just creating this on the fly. All right. Keep that in mind. So anyway, so I think this is ready. The only thing missing is probably to debug our application. So let's go ahead and let me just take this here because, as a matter of fact, I just remember that we have to return the value, because if we don't return it, we're not going to get it. We're not going to be able to use it down there. All right. So let's, not the values. Well, the whole array. So return properties right here. All right. So in the next lecture, we're going to see how this works. And all right, we see everything looks good here. I'm just going to delete this, clean this up a little bit. I think I got some more down here somewhere or up here. That's it. So anyway, hopefully you learned a lot on this lecture, and I see you in the next one. Keep having fun, play around with it. If for some reason it did not work for you, make sure you try it 100 million times until it does. And when you get tired and you can't do it or something, which I doubt because I know that you can do it, just ask me. All right. So thank you so much, and I see you in the next lecture.